Okay, so in the last video, we made these 3 different player animations. So the next thing we're going to do is actually use this animation controller and sort of line things up. So probably the first thing we should do is sort of set our GUI, graphical user interface, back to normal. So project console animation we don't need anymore, so we can close that tab. I'm just going to go up the top to window and let's load up Animator. So that's not really where we want it. We'll grab this tab and bring it down again to the bottom so we've got lots of space. What's going on here? There we go. I need to click on player and we'll see that our animations come up. Now just push the scroll wheel in and we can pan this around. Don't worry too much about exit and any state. We're primarily worried about working with these 3: player walk, jump, and idle. So you can just left click and drag them around. I'm going to put player idle readily accessible because we're going to make that our default thing, our default state for our character. So to do that, what we're going to do is click player idle, right click, and we can click set as default state, and that should go orange, which makes it the primary thing to go to. So this is a handy way of just enforcing that we want our sprite to look a certain way programmatically. Okay, now we need to figure out how we want to communicate this with our other animations that we've made. On the left, you notice we've got this parameters tab. What we can do, there's nothing at the moment, but if we click plus, it allows us to use a few different data types to suggest why we might be wanting to change or create some rules as to why I'd want to change from one state to another. So let's create a float. We'll call it speed. Obviously that's going to be coming from our move speed when our player's moving left and right and whatnot. So just press speed and I'll create another one and I'm going to call it a bool, which remember was on or off or true or false. I'm just going to say grounded. Remember we've got this sort of box underneath the character, which when there's a collision with our box we know that we're on the ground. So now what we can do is actually start linking up our animations, and in the next video we'll start to do the scripting. So what we want to do is just click on our player idle, right click, select our thing, then we're going to right clicking and click on make transition. And first thing I'm going to do is transition to the player walk, and you notice I've got this line with a directional arrow on it, and I'm just going to click on player walk. So that's now linked up. I can drag my player walk around, and this will allow me to, again, if I've got lots of animations, make this a little bit easier to read and see. What I can do is click on the arrow in the bottom and our inspector will change. And this allows us to just make some modifications. So we'll come back to that in a sec. Apart from to say that in the settings, looks like it's okay. Apart from to say that we might just add a condition, and this is what's going to sort of trigger from going from idle to player walk. And we've got our parameters on the left, so it's going to be either speed or grounded. So click plus, and we want speed, and we want it to be greater than 0. I mean, we could be pedantic, but let's just 0.1 will be good. When we press enter, just to lock that in place, and whenever we're moving left or right over a speed of 0.1, we'll trigger this animation that we've made. Okay, so we need to link up a few more of these things. So player idle needs to also right click, make transition to player jump. And in this one, just click again this little triangle, and I'm going to create the condition grounded. It's just down button, grounded. And if it's false, that's when it's going to happen, i.e. the player can only jump if we're not, the player can only jump when we're on the ground. We want to link our player walk, right click, make a transition, and we want to link that back to player idle. It's important that we need to transition from idle to walk and walk back to idle if we're not pressing any buttons. And again, just select the triangle, and again we'll do the grounded, and we'll say false again. And lastly, we've got our player jump, and our player jump might go to either state, but let's bring him back to the player idle. The reason being that this is what we've got our rules already made up for. There's no need to have everything lined up with lines and whatnot. So we'll just select this triangle, and in this case we want to do grounded, and we want it to be true, i.e. if you're in the air, he'll go back to idle. Okay, now in our settings, let's just have a look up here. So we've created that condition, but in our settings, it has an exit time. Will kind of allow a lot of time after our animation to run just to pause and fade out, so to speak, so it might undo that. The fixed duration, well, no, I don't think we need to have that. It can be just running as long as it needs to. And duration, well, we don't want any duration for our transition, so we'll just press 0. So we need to do that with each of our animations. So untick, untick, and just change this transition duration to 0. A couple more, untick, untick, and back to 0. And we'll do untick, untick, and back to 0. Now let's just check. So our player walks, player idle to player walk, so we're coming back. So speed is going from idle to walking, so it's greater than. So in this case we're going to make sure it's less than. It's got nothing to do with grounded, so let's just change that back to speed and make that less than 0.1. And so player walk back to idle, speed less than. Okay, it looks like it's all set up. In the next video we'll go back into doing some scripting in C# in our Mono developer. So it's always a good idea just to click File, Save Scenes, and File, Save Project. These videos aren't necessarily long enough for a whole lesson, so you should just be working with as much time as you can. You might like to create some other animations in here, potentially walking up and down a ladder, for example, or falling off the edge of a cliff and how he might fall. Alright, so next video on to making this work with our character through scripting.